Is Bitcoin about to take off to the moon? Reach heights of 90,000, 100,000, 150,000, or even higher? Do you know how to take advantage of this exciting opportunity, as Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency that keeps on giving unbelievable returns if invested correctly? In this video, I'll show you my investment strategy to take advantage of this latest Bitcoin parabolic stage. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that allows peer-to-peer transactions without the need for a central authority like a bank or a government. It was created by an anonymous person or group of people who introduced it in 2008. Bitcoin was officially launched in January 2009. The key concept of Bitcoins are decentralization. Bitcoin operates on a decentralized network maintained by a distributed network of computers which verify and record all transactions. Blockchain. The blockchain is an underlying technology of Bitcoin. Each block contains a list of transactions which is linked to the previous one through cryptographic hashes, which ensure that Bitcoin cannot be spent twice, making it a trustworthy medium of exchange. Limited supply. One of the defining features of Bitcoin is its limited supply. The total number of which can be created is capped at 21 million. This is why it's often compared to gold. As of today, around 90 million Bitcoins have been mined. Volatility. Bitcoin is known for its price volatility. Its value can fluctuate dramatically within a short period due to the factors like market speculation, regulatory developments, and macroeconomic trends. Firstly, you must be aware and remember that you're not investing in cryptocurrencies, but instead gambling on the fact that someone else will come along one day and pay more for what you pay, as cryptocurrencies all do not have any intrinsic value. There's also financial cryptocurrency exchanges being run by individuals such as Sam Bankman-Fried, who effectively stole customer funds to trade on the price of Bitcoin, which, when the price was going higher, was producing amazing returns, until inevitably the price dropped and the customers began to ask for their money back, which he could not provide. Exchanges like this crash and burn, with investors losing sometimes everything. As investors of cryptocurrencies, we must be aware of the risks of keeping our investment on any exchange, as the risks of losing or not being able to trade out of a position become real when the cryptocurrency enters volatile stages, which has the one I believe is coming right now at the end of 2024. Do not be in a position where your exchange or trading platform has gone bust because you've ignored the extreme risks instead of thinking of only the extreme rewards. The message is clear. Pick your exchange carefully. Do not get sucked into any of the special discount offers that the smaller exchange come out with to entice you with, because it's not worth the risk. Therefore, it should be much safer to have holdings at the largest exchanges. Unfortunately, even these can be poor trading platforms, and they can have charges which are very high. The bulk of my crypto has not been bought through these, but rather Binance, which then I moved the bulk of the exchange into a cold wallet. To predict roughly the price trend of Bitcoin, I have put together the following chart showing the previous 8 years of notable events and halvings, how the price reacted and its highs and lows, which then I have used to predict the current halving event top and the next one due around 2028. It may not be obvious to everyone as to why Bitcoin will keep doubling every number of years. However, if you look closely at the global debt bubble, which continues to inflate with central banks around the world continuously printing money to keep their broken economies going, it becomes obvious that the demand for assets that are limited in supply, such as Bitcoin, which is a limited supply of 21 million coins, has enabled Bitcoin to make large gains over the years. At the beginning of 2023, I didn't hold much Bitcoin, so I had plenty of opportunity to scale into a position where I was not worried about buying at the bottom, as trying to predict the bottom is a fool's errand. Rather, I used the dollar cost averaging strategy to purchase Bitcoin during that year down to its low of $16,000, as I'll only know the bottom with the benefit of hindsight. However, I knew by looking at my predicted Bitcoin trend that after the halving event in 2024 that the price was going above to the all-time previous high of $69,000 to somewhere between $120,000 and $130,000. Thus, buying Bitcoin looked like a good risk versus reward investment. Predictions and trends are always hard to formulate before the event. For example, analysis suggests that Bitcoin can trade between $120,000 to $130,000, but people's emotions can get caught up with the fear of missing out, and Bitcoin could trade above $150,000. What I will do in this case is only sell 90% of my investment just in case and take any additional gains. It is important to know how cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin work, to understand what's been invested into. Then whatever the market does will not worry you. You will not have weak hands ready to sell for a pittance. For example, even if there's a 90% crash, which is not my forecast, its high hash rate gives it an edge so that it will rise again to an all-time new high. While Bitcoin drops are temporary, this however cannot be said of altcoins, which I avoid, as the risk would be that the price drop could be permanent. Yes, Bitcoin will not rise 10, 20 or 100x, but it will rise 3 or 4x without the risk of going to zero like altcoins can. A final word of caution, it is advised to spread your cryptocurrencies between several exchanges or cold wallets, as today approximately 20% of Bitcoins have already been lost forever. There is no financial compensation scheme for cryptocurrencies. My average price of Bitcoin is $30,000 and I'm looking to sell at $100,000 plus. You can invest in Coinbase as a proxy to invest in within Bitcoin to gain exposure, while placing the investment into tax-efficient wrappers such as an individual savings account within the UK. The fundamentals at Coinbase remain bad. Coinbase is reporting losses quarter on quarter, all whilst the management reward themselves by printing more shares. The only reason I purchased a little bit of this stock was to gain exposure to Bitcoin while placing it within a tax-efficient wrapper. Throughout the summer of 2024, I've been trading in and out as the stock price bounced between $200 and $270, taking my average buy price to $130. I'm waiting for the final Bitcoin parabolic stage before I sell 90% of my holdings at $300. You can also invest in MicroStrategy as a proxy to investing within Bitcoin to gain exposure. They are a company which are continuously being purchasing Bitcoin and adding this to their balance sheet. This does enable investors a great opportunity to take advantage of the increase of the stock value as Bitcoin rises. However, the subsequent drop of Bitcoin will also deliver huge drops to the stock price, probably down to as low as $50. Investors need to be aware of this fact. MicroStrategy being the stock which brings surprises in both directions, which means deeper buying opportunities and greater selling opportunities, allowing to build a bigger position for the next Bitcoin parabolic stage. My average buy price is $128 and I aim to sell at $300. My advice is to never get greedy with cryptocurrency. I never try to buy at the bottom or sell at the top because I'll only make a little profit or lose money. Remembering, cryptocurrency has no intrinsic value and can drop like a stone or go rocketing to the moon. Whichever way it does will not matter using the advice in this video. All I aim to do is avoid losing money, investing in cryptocurrencies like 80% of people do, by not using leverage, not shorting, dollar cost averaging to buy and then sell out when the cryptocurrencies get too hot or when other investors fear of missing out. At the end of the day, cryptocurrencies are a gamble, so do not get greedy. A lot of people are going to lose all their gains because they got greedy. That is why I have an exit strategy so that I do not get caught up on all the hype and not recycle profits back into cryptocurrency. Leveraging myself, believing that there are much greater profits to come, unless the large profits made at the peak will evaporate all the way down as Bitcoin falls below $100,000 and lose all the bull market gains. Therefore, I have the following strategy. Do not try and exit at the top. This will be extremely hard to do. Have an exit strategy and stick into it, not to reinvest it back into cryptocurrency. Avoid at all costs being wiped out. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more tips on how I use AI stocks and cryptocurrencies to build my wealth and beat inflation. Until next time, take care.